This is our first 4K monitor review, and I think we're off to a good start with this one. Stick around for the Philips 4K Brilliance monitor review. Check out Zosak's awesome new GPUs and their Z-Box range as well. Click on the screen now to find out more. Otherwise, stick around for this awesome video coming up now. So as I said, this is our first 4K monitor review, so let us know how we did in the comments down below once we're finished. Now this monitor itself is the Philips 288P6LJEB. Really not that simple to say, but does have some cool features, including a cable management hole in the stand itself, as well as some capacitive buttons as opposed to, more tactile actual buttons, and has a pretty good I/O, which we'll check out in just a second. I do want to make a point that it does have lots of ventilation in the back, is relatively thick, and also has speakers on the bottom, sort of bottom mounted speakers. It also has a cloverleaf power supply plug or jack as opposed to a kettle lead, which I'm not too indifferent about, but hey, that's just something to point out. Now the I/O is comprised of DisplayPort, HDMI, DVI, audio in and out, VGA, and also, as I said, that cloverleaf in. On the side you actually get the USB downlink, which is normally on the bottom, and I'd rather see it there personally, but that's kind of a more of aesthetic thing. And you do also get two USB 3 ports, including a charging port, two USB 2 ports, and a hardware power switch, which I like to see. Other than that, the monitor is relatively large, is, as I say, quite thick, quite a big base as well, but very sturdy and doesn't shake too much, and does feel quite quality based. One thing I would say is that the industrial design for this looks very, well, industrial, but does have some cool features in the stand, such as 150mm of height adjust, as well as 65 or 90 degrees of rotation, so you can put it in portrait mode if you did want to, as well as 65 degrees plus and minus, so 130 degrees total of swivel or rotation, and also you get 20 degrees up and minus 5 degrees down, so 25 degrees of tilt. Now all of that combines to make this a very adjustable monitor, which is cool, but as I said, it does feel very industrial, although this monitor is more aimed at office work and sort of production work as opposed to gaming and stuff like that, which is what I want to come on to next, or just after this. So first of all, the on-screen menu is really cool, it covers everything you need to know. I did actually have a bit of an issue with this monitor, I believe just because it's a review sample have been shipped around a lot, that you have it kind of bugs out if you run it at 60Hz at 4K, so that's kind of a bit of an issue. I tested it out, but one thing I would like to mention is if you do plan on running this at 60Hz and 4K, remember to go into the setup bit and change DisplayPort to 1.2, otherwise it won't work. Other than that, the only issue that I really found with the monitor was that the screen on time took quite a while, so when I was actually hitting, like looking for a BIOS splash screen, I would often miss them. Now, one of the big issues with 4K right now is that Windows is terrible with scaling for 4K. Even on this huge screen size, you end up with a lot of real estate empty, and even like things like 1080p video just kind of looks a bit naff on a 4K screen once you actually get it up. I don't know if that's just because of the sharpening settings and stuff. And also, one thing to mention is that everything is still tiny even on a 28-inch screen. Now, other than that, 4K is amazing for productivity. The amount of things you can just fit on a screen is fantastic. The only thing I would say is get some sort of desktop management so you can just snap windows to different sizes without having to drag and resize stuff all the time. But other than that, it is ridiculously effective for productivity because you can have so many things on one screen. You could also have, for example, a 1080p monitor in portrait next to it, and then you could use that as a sort of throw stuff over their screen. So that would be my ideal, I think. Possibly maybe another few screens around, but it is a fantastic screen for that. And one thing I would like to mention is that it's also not too bad for gaming. Now, bear in mind that gaming right now at 4K is quite difficult on a relative budget, because remember, this monitor is actually really good value for money for what it is and the size and all that sort of stuff. So, check it out on Amazon if you did want to grab that. Now, we tested this with an R9 390 and we did get some relatively decent frame rates. So in GTA 5 on sort of medium settings at 4K, we ended up getting about 40 to 50 FPS, which is obviously playable. It's not the best we've ever seen, obviously, but bear in mind that the R9 390 is still a relatively expensive card. It's probably about the same price, if not slightly cheaper than the screen. So if you want to get really good performance, you're looking at something like a Fury X X or a 980 Ti, so bear that in mind. Other than that, just to talk about the pros and cons quickly, obviously the pros, it's 4K, it's awesome, it's pretty good value for what it is, and it has a good amount of inputs, you know, for what it is, and you can use it at 1080p over HDMI and even VGA if you really wanted to. For me, the industrial look doesn't really appeal to me, mostly because I'm a gamer at heart, but other than that, it's not too much of an issue. It does have a slow screen on time, as I said, and it was a bit buggy for me, and I thought I'd just report that. But other than that, it's going to get a 4 for everything because it's really good, but it's just not perfect to everything, so I'm gonna have to, you know, give it a solid 4. Not to say that you shouldn't get one, especially if you're in an office scenario and you're looking for, you know, your next productivity monitor, or you're, you know, a sort of like designer. This could be awesome for you, and I definitely recommend that, so check it out. Other than that, if you want to check out the written review for this, feel free to click on the screen now or in a second, and you know, check out the written review. Other than that, if you want to see any of our other products that we've reviewed or any of the other videos we've done, feel free to subscribe and check out some awesome stuff, including the R9 390 system that we're going to be reviewing, I believe, on Wednesday, so that's pretty awesome. Now, other than that, thanks for watching. Hit the like button if you like it, subscribe if you haven't already, dislike if you dislike it, but leave a comment and let us know what you thought of the video. You know, as I said, first 4K review, how did we do? So other than that, yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.